Welcome to another edition of My Opinion here on My Opinion TV. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click the notification bell so as soon as a video is released, you'll be one of the first to be notified. And this morning we want to look at a situation in Mandeville where a Mandeville businessman was killed at his home last night. And Mandeville is surely not the place it used to be. Mandeville, Manchester, wherever it is, not the place it used to be. Once as a child growing up, you used to hear, when you hear about Manchester, you hear about the cool, peaceful environment and a lot of places where persons who migrate overseas and decide to come back to Jamaica to live would build a nice house and relax and chill in Mandeville. But these days, things are not looking as bright as it once was. And this case of a businessman brings about 4 or 5 or even more business persons that have been killed in Manchester, the parish of Manchester alone this year. And the latest was the Chinyu lady who was murdered. Police have since held on to 3 suspects in that situation. But this one, the police in Manchester are probing the shooting death of a businessman at his home in Clifton Heights, Mandeville on Friday night. The deceased has been identified as Ricardo Williams. Reports are that about 8 p.m., Williams and his wife were parked outside their home awaiting the arrival of one of their company vehicles. Further reports are that Williams was subsequently shot by an armed man who pounced upon him as he opened his gate to let the company vehicle inside his home. The gunman then fled the scene. The wife and the driver of the company vehicle were not harmed during the surprise gun attack. Williams was later assisted to hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. Well, based on this report, it would want to suggest that either this is a contract hit or this was set up by somebody close to him, because clearly the person pounced upon him based on the fact that he was waiting for his company vehicle. Whether this is an issue where every night or every weekend he sits up, wait for the vehicle to come in, then he would go inside. So the criminals might have been observing him and realized that this is a trend. So they decided to do what they had to do. But clearly, it was not a case of robbery because his wife and the driver was not hurt. They were not robbed. We don't see anything that they were robbed of anything or whatever. We didn't even see anything that suggested that the businessman was robbed. It was clear that they came for the businessman. So the police can look at a lot of theory in this situation. But one thing for sure, as a person, you can't be very programmed in the sense that whatever you do, persons can see your routine every night. You do the same routine. You come, you wait for the company's vehicle, and then you go inside. So when you are so routine, people can always track what you do and observe what you do. You have to learn to mix it up. But whatever situation happen here, we hope the police will get to the bottom of it. As another businessman loses his life, there's a possibility how many families will suffer because of the death of this man, because for sure he had workers, right? The wife and the driver must be traumatized by this. And it's just an entire sad situation. And we wonder, the peaceful communities in Manchester and Mandeville in particular now is no peaceful anymore. Persons have to be very careful. Persons have to make sure they secure their life, their property, and their family. And this was something that persons in Manchester, Mandeville, would not be too overly concerned about. But based on what's happening in Jamaica right now, they have to be concerned. Later on, I don't know, I'm trying to get some more information. I heard that there was a triple killing in Montego Bay last night. Haven't got much information as it relates to that. We have persons working on the ground who will supply us with information as soon as information comes out. But, it just seems as if it's a bloodshed Christmas. We have COVID dealing with already, and the crime situation is overbearing on a lot of Jamaicans, especially the fact that young kids are caught in the midst of all of some of these issues. And then we understand that the shooting in Effortville, we are aware that there's a curfew presently in Clarendon. We understand that two persons of interest been have turned themselves into the police. The police have named 6 persons of interest in relation to the upsurge in violence in Clarendon, and they're underground. So we hope that all of this curfew, all of this will bring fusion. We see the police doing some sterling job this year, and we hope that will continue. And we hope all the perpetrators of these crimes will be caught, have their day in court, and be put behind bars and put away for a long time. But let me know what you think in the comment section. We send condolences to the family of the businessman in Montego Bay, in Manchester rather, Ricardo Williams. But we only can ask God to cover us. That's all we can do. And as we ask God to cover us, let's ask Him to cover the children. Look out for a neighbor and look out for a family member. And most of all, keep it locked on My Opinion TV.